Hey guys, so today we've travelled a little way from home and we've come to Toby Carvery, which is the home of the roast, so it's the perfect place for me to learn how to do the perfect roast dinner. Their Christmas menu launched on the 14th of November, so make sure you get into the Christmas spirit and book your table now. I'm going to go learn how to get the perfect roast potato for my roast dinner. Hey guys, so we are into the festive season, and as you know, Christmas comes around quicker every single year. Today I'm here with the expert master chef at Toby Carvery, which is the home of the roast. This is James.
Hi there.
Today I'm actually here to get all of James's expert advice on teaching me how to create the perfect Christmas dinner. Now, I've actually come to Toby Carvery many a time with my family, and we've enjoyed many a roast dinner here. And my thing that I want to learn is basically, James, how to get the perfect, and I mean perfect, roast potato, and also how to get all the dinner to the table like piping hot.
Yeah, cool.
That's what I literally struggle with, like with a large family, getting them all to the table, dinner's ready, making sure it's hot, making sure everything's perfect. So I've got to draw all your expert advice today.
Okay, so cooking is actually really easy.
Okay.
It's the timing that people often get wrong.
Okay.
So the more prep, the more stuff that you can do in advance, it's going to make it a lot easier and a lot less stressful at the time. So the great thing about cooking meat is meat benefits from a nice long rest after cooking. It just helps the meat relax. It stays really juicy.
Yes.
You can put some tin foil over it to keep it warm if you're worried about it going cold.
Okay.
But that gives you a good half an hour just to crack on and get your veggies cooked.
So preparation is key.
Yeah, preparation is key.
Don't,
Write a list.
don't
and
stick everything in the microwave at the last minute.
No, not at all. And there's so much prep you can do in advance. So you talk about roast potatoes. The best way to cook roast potatoes is peel these and just part cook them.
Okay.
All you want to do is, once it's peeled, you want to cook like the outside 2 millimeters of the potato. Put it in a bowl, season it, give it a good old shake so the edges all really fluff up.
Yep.
You can let that go cold, you can put it on your tray ready, then just 20 minutes before you need it, whack it in the oven with some goose fat, some oil, some rosemary, some garlic, whatever flavours you want to add to it.
Okay.
And it really reduces that cooking time.
Fantastic. Wow, there's some detailed advice there.
Same with the parsnips. So the parsnips can be you can peel these, boil them for a couple of minutes just until they start to soften up.
Okay.
Place them on a tray, drizzle some honey, some orange zest, some herbs or spices, whatever you want really.
Parsnips is literally one of my favourites.
Oh, fantastic.
Now, the rest of my family, they're not that interested, but all the parsnips will be for me this Christmas.
I mean, parsnips you can't go wrong. If you burn them, they taste even better. Okay. They start to caramelise the sort of the dark
lovely,
bit,
oh,
nice and crispy. I used to sort of root through for the burn ones. Fantastic. Yeah. Reduce your cooking time on the carrots. Sort of peel them, boil them. Just put them through the oven, some caraway seeds or some honey or whatever.
So with that you're going for like a roast carrot?
Yeah, roast carrots. If you boil it first, and the roasting does two things. So it's already cooked, just reduces that cooking time because it's already cooked. You're just heating it up through the oven. Yes. And it'll just give it a really nice taste as well. And it almost condenses down and actually intensifies the sweetness of the carrots. Well.
Okay, lovely, wonderful. Moving on to the green veg.
Yes.
I know one of my problems is once I've got the vegetables cooked, the green veg looks amazing, and then I pop the lid back on top and they go this horrible dull green colour. Okay. So what's your advice?
When you sort of overcook them, that's what pulls the colour out of it, and you sort of see the colour in the pan. Yep. I think we're all used to eating soggy sort of Brussels when we're younger. But by just cooking these so they're slightly tender, so they've got a bit of a bite to them, it's just a completely different taste. Okay. They'll keep the colour as well. Then also if you just literally chuck a great big knob of butter in there, give it a shake, and they'll stay really shiny and it will show that greenness. Okay. If you want to flavour them up, you can add some fruit, some dried cranberries would be lovely in there.
Oh, that's nice.
Sort of sweetness.
And it's very Christmassy, very festive.
And it just looks like little red jewels running through the Brussels.
Yep, it looks amazing coming to the table, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then we've got a red cabbage. It looks amazing on the plate. It's just a complete contrast because you've got all the white vegetables, you've got all the green vegetables, and putting a bit of red on there just adds to that appeal. What I do with that is I just literally slice it really finely, sort of boil it. Once it's finished.
Do you have to peel a lot off of it?
Probably just the outside.
Just the one kind of one layer.
Just one layer.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'd sort of boil that and probably finish it off with some nice orange juice, some nice fresh orange juice or some freshly squeezed orange juice. Maybe a little bit of cranberry sauce in there, just stir it up. It gives it a nice little sauce, so the flavours of the cabbage will bleed into that and give it a really nice taste. Nice,
lovely. I find that with the red cabbage, I mean on a usual day, we go down to kebab. It's not as tasty as how it comes out on Christmas Day. No. So adding in the sweet like orange juice and whatnot. Yeah. What about using fresh orange juice? No, it's better to use like a juice. Or?
Yeah, whatever. If you squeeze an orange into it,
yes.
or even if you just got some orange juice left from your Bucks Fizz in the morning, just add some of that as well. And it just gives it a nice sweetness.
Nice. Okay, wonderful, perfect. All right, moving on.
Stuffing. So this is the basic stuffing. So this is just normal shop bought sage and onion stuffing.
Yep.
And you can just do so much with that. We can add some fresh cranberries if you wanted to.
Okay.
Got some sausages left from breakfast, just squeeze the sausage meat into there. You can we've got some rosemary here, so you can just chop the rosemary, add that, maybe some sage. Yeah. Maybe if you want to add some garlic or some onions, chopped onions.
Because of course, if someone is, for example, maybe vegetarian or something, they wouldn't put the sausage meat in there, and you would just add all the extra like vegetables and fruits and stuff, which is obviously going to give it that lovely Christmassy flavour. Yep. Okay, wonderful.
And the great thing you can do, you can make 2 lots. You can make some with the sausage meat. If you just put them into balls, form them into balls, do different shaped balls, so everybody knows which one's the veggie ones and which one's meat.
That's a good idea. I like that. Okay, wonderful. And now. The real deal, the main item on the menu is our meats.
Yes, so we've gone for turkey and a gammon here.
Turkey and a gammon, yeah.
So the best advice is to follow what the packet says in terms of your cooking time, but just make sure you allow that resting time at the end of it.
Okay.
Just bear in mind, if you're opening and closing the oven through the cooking to add anything, you're going to drop the temperature of that oven.
Oh, that affects it?
Yeah, it might have a massive impact on how long it takes to cook.
I see.
In terms of flavouring this up, I mean, a lot of people go for the turkey crown, because that way, because it's the legs that take the longest to cook.
Okay.
So quite often, by the time the legs are cooked, the breast is not as moist as it could be. So that's why a lot of people do it. But you can sort of help with that, just load of butter on top. A lot of people cover it with bacon, just to sort of give it a little bit more flavour. You can put some sage under the skin.
Nice.
Personally, I would never sort of stuff the turkey.
Oh, you wouldn't?
I'd always cook the stuff in separately.
Because I always kind of, at home, we tend to just stick to doing a chicken and a gammon or other meats. And I get the ones that are already prepared.
Yeah, okay.
Don't tell anyone. But it comes out lovely. But yeah, because sometimes just the fact that it is just obviously so bland to start off with, and people always talk about turkey being dry and whatnot, just being able to just know what to do with like adding the butter, but not, why is it you don't like stuff it?
I just find it just impacts the cook time too much. So you've got, so inside you've got the 2 cavities, you've got sort of like the neck end, and then the other end, and I think if you put it in there, it's going to add to the flavour. But personally, I just get nervous about the
cooking time. Okay, perfect, wonderful. Okay, well we know what to do with the turkey.
And the best way to tell if it's cooked is once it is cooked, if you just stab the thickest part of the thigh, and you're looking for the juices to run clear. Okay. Or if you really want to, I mean, sad chefy guy, but I've got a digital probe, so always just make sure it's over 75 degrees, and I know that it's completely cooked that way.
All the way through. Okay, wonderful. Right, so we know what to do with the turkey. So on to the gammon.
Gammon. What sort of flavours do you like with your gammon?
I like my gammon to be sweet. So lots of honey.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a bit of mustard.
A bit of mustard and maybe some cranberries as well. I don't know.
Fantastic.
You tell me what the best thing to do is.
So with the gammon, you see the sort of build of the gammon here. You've got the meat, you've got a layer of fat, and then you've got the rind over the top of it.
Okay. Yeah. Wonderful.
Once it's cooked, that will start to shrink up.
Yeah.
What you want to do is you want to once it's cooked, just take that layer of rind off the top, leave a layer of fat on there, and that's when you sort of see the traditional hams and gammons that have been scored.
Yes.
It's the fat that you score.
Oh, so it's not the rind on top.
No,
it's the fat
so that will almost go almost like pork crackling. It will be really quite
crispy.
tough.
Yeah.
And crispy. So it's just the fat you want to score.
Nice.
And if you get a nice mix of some really nice honey, add a little bit of mustard to it, whether it's coarse grain or English or whatever. Some Diet Coke's supposed to be nice in it as well.
I've never heard that before.
Just add to that sweetness.
See, this is why we need you,
James.
James.
Definitely. And then just brush that on and then put it back in the oven for another 20 minutes. And it will start to, the sugar and the honey will start to caramelise and just give it a lot more taste. Okay,
typically how would you say, like a gammon this size, how long would you reckon it would take in the oven?
I mean, with a gammon it would take about, I'd probably say about an hour and a half or something like that. Again, wonderful. I would probe it. Just make sure those juices are running clear. And if you haven't got a probe, you stick a skewer in there, fill it, make sure it's nice and hot when you take it out. You know it's cooked right through. It's going to go back in the oven when you glaze it. Once you allow it to rest, it's going to the residual heat in that is going to enable it to cook a little bit further as well.
But I mean, your worries with the gammon probably aren't so much as with the turkey. So that's a lot simpler, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, wonderful. Okay.
And, I mean, there's so many different ways you can cook that. You can just roast it through the oven. A lot of people will soak the gammon first to try and bring some of the salt out.
Yes, I've heard
Some people will boil it, and the juices that you get from the from the gammon, it's fantastic to cook your cabbage in. If you're cooking a green cabbage, you can use some of those juices just to cook your cabbage in.
That's
really
lovely.
nice.
You're making me hungry. Okay, wonderful. Let's move on. Okay, now we know what the plan is. I guess it's time to wash our hands and get on with preparing the potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Off we go. Okay, now you can see I'm ready, and I'll let you know about information about me, James.
Brilliant.
My mum is actually, well, she used to be a chef.
Okay.
So therefore, when it comes to putting on a roast, she's just got it down to a T. Brilliant. So the pressure is on for me to get the perfect potato using, yes, your expert advice.
Yes. Brilliant. Yeah, so pressure's on it.
Yeah.
My eyes, the roast potato can even make it the best roast ever or one of the worst. It's important to get it right, and everyone's got their favourite style of potato. So it's about how we sort of satisfy everybody.
Okay,
so we've taken a really starchy potato.
Yep.
So you're looking at a nice King Edward's Maris Piper.
Okay.
I think the key thing to getting the roast potatoes right in terms of the prep is making sure they're an even size.
All right.
Because if you've got some that are small and some that are big, some of them are going to burn, some of them are not going to be cooked. So just make sure you get an even size. I like to sort of say around about golf ball size.
Yep.
So this one here, we're going to take the sort of skinny end off there, and then chop that in half, and that will give me the ideal size.
Perfect.
You're looking for like not lots of nice flat edges that are sort of going to go nice and crispy.
Okay. All right.
Again,
Wonderful.
That one, I'm going to cut that one into 4. Cut that in half, like that.
Okay.
Half there, and so they're all nice and prepped.
Yep.
I can keep them in some water if I wanted to do them the evening before or in the morning. Saves job in the morning. And now I'm just going to cook them off. So I'm going to par cook them. I only want to par cook them so that the outside couple of millimetres cook slightly.
Okay.
And that will enable me to ruffle them up and give them a nice crispy edge.
Yeah.
So we're going to use a high pressure steamer for that here.
Yeah. Okay.
You can boil them.
Yes, that's what I tend to do at home. So.
Brilliant. A lot of salt in the pan as well, just give it a little bit more flavour.
Wonderful.
And that'll help the sides crispen up as well.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so these are straight from the steamer.
Okay,
so
wonderful.
I've just cooked the outside, they're nice and hot. All we need to do now is just give them a good old ruffle. So give that pan a good shake.
This is the important part.
Yeah,
do
really
the ruffling. Okay, so just shake it like this.
Harder.
Harder. Okay, so like that.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's it. Try to flip them over a bit.
Ruffling the potatoes. Try not to flick them out the pan. I know with me, I could easily see one falling on the floor.
That's all right.
Yeah. Is that looking all right?
Yeah, we're probably just.
Not good enough.
Because you can see there, they're starting to. It's the edges I want to.
Yeah. Okay. I've never done this before in my life, so this is a top tip that we must make sure we apply. There you go, guys. You can see what might happen, but hey, it's all good.
So this just needs to go into some fat. So we've just used a vegetable oil there,
Wonderful.
but as it's Christmas, you could use some duck fat, some goose fat.
Okay.
It's up to you. If you want a healthy version, just use some of that spray oil. It will work just as well.
It works just as fine.
Yeah, just as well. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So what we're going to do is just tip these
into there.
into the pan. Okie dokie. Ooh. Chuck them all in there. There we go. Nice, wonderful.
Okay, and I'm just going to separate them out so that they cook.
Yep.
And add some nice rosemary. Okay, I'm going to add that bit as well. We can take that out after.
Okay.
We could add some garlic bulbs if we wanted to, just to add a little bit of flavour.
Whole?
Yeah, just
okay,
chop it in
wonderful.
half. Put them in the oven, 20 minutes. Need to turn them a couple of times so they cook evenly, and that will give you the perfect crispy roast potato with a beautiful white fluffy inside.
So once they're in the pan here, I don't have to worry about then tossing more oil on top of them?
No, I'll just turn them throughout cooking.
Okay, all right, wonderful.
It's just otherwise they'll just come quite greasy.
Right, you make it seem very simple, James. So I'm going to trust you on Christmas Day. We'll be thinking of you. Yeah, so make sure I get the perfect roast potato. Wonderful.
That'd be great.
Fantastic.
And you can even do that in advance. So that's ready to go. You can literally just chuck it in the oven half an hour before you leave it.
Literally. Okay, wonderful. Right, I'm getting all the timings in place here, so hopefully on Christmas Day I'll get it perfect.
It'll be great.
Following James's expert advice, we've got the final results here. A perfect Christmas roast dinner. I've got all the trimmings. I've got my pigs in blankets, the Brussels sprouts, the roast potatoes, stuffing, my Yorkshire pudding, everything. And I remember when Tim and I used to come here as a couple before having the children, we used to enjoy a lovely roast like this. I'm going to tuck in now and make sure that you guys enjoy your Christmas dinners. And I feel